You know the type. They've been driving the same car for years. Not necessarily the same exact car, but definitely the same model. They had a 1992 Camry and they got rid of it, bought a 2002 Camry, and then they traded up to a 2012 Camry, but now they're ready for something a little different. They've hit it big and they want a luxury car. But, you know, can we still get something practical, maybe something safe, something dependable? Enter the Lexus ES 250. Is it practical? Sure, it's got all-wheel drive. Is it safe? Well, all the driver assistance tech comes standard. And is it dependable? I mean, come on, it's a Lexus we're talking about. But luxurious? I mean, yeah, it has the badge, but can the Lexus ES 250 really deliver a luxury driving experience? Well, before we find out, don't forget to subscribe to the CarGurus YouTube channel. Thanks for doing that. And if you've been thinking about selling your car, well then head over to CarGurus.com and just see what it's worth. Because we can now help you sell your car 100% online. You just get an offer instantly, have your car picked up, and then get paid. And what's not to like about that? The ES wears the Lexus badge, but more than that, it wears the Lexus design language. And to my eye, it wears it better than many other Lexus models. Long and low, the roof sloping gently towards the rear deck, this ES is slick. There's just the right amount of creasing along the sides. You've got character lines, but it's not overdone. The headlights are a thing of beauty, and I love the L design elements in the tail lamps. The big spindle grille, it's definitely the boldest and most polarizing design choice on this vehicle. But again, I think it looks better on the ES than it does on other Lexus models. Now today we're driving an F Sport trim, and that means that this grille and bumper design, it is unique to this trim. We also have a spoiler out back, and then we've got these 19-inch black painted wheels. And how about the color? It's nice, right? I like it too. It's called Ultrasonic Blue Mica, and I like it so much, I wouldn't even gripe about paying the extra $595 just to get it. Hey, I've been in here before, because visually, this 2022 Lexus ES 250 is nearly identical to the ES 350 we reviewed 2 years ago, save for one key difference, but I'll save that for a little later. Let's start with red leather upholstery. I mean, who are we kidding? This is a luxury commuter car. This is not a race car, but if this color works for you, well then trust me, the rest of the ES's interior is gonna make you feel like $1,000,000. Our F Sport trim brings in 10-way bolstered seats with ventilation and memory, and in every ES, the materials and the fit and finish are all outstanding. Regardless of their color, these seats are as close to perfect as you can get in a car. The steering wheel is the right size and thickness. The door handles are artwork. The shift lever, it feels great, and there are physical buttons. They look a little old-fashioned, but I mean, they're physical buttons. We love physical buttons. The back seat offers a ton of legroom, more than a Mercedes E-Class. Headroom might come up short if you're a tall person who wants to lean back, but for most passengers, this is going to be a pretty comfortable Uber. Back up front, we have reasonable storage space, albeit the wireless phone charger is in here, and there's not really a great place to put your phone otherwise. So you might not love the cubby layout if you're the type who likes to have their phone at hand while they're driving, which, don't do that. This ES 250 is a surprisingly different vehicle than the ES 350. In 2020, we had a V6 engine that made 302 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. It used front-wheel drive and it hit 60 in 6.5 seconds. It also weighed about 3,600 pounds. This ES 250 gets a 4-cylinder with a comparably unimpressive 203 horsepower, 184 pound-feet. But it also gets all-wheel drive. It is a lot slower than the ES 350, an extra 2 seconds to get to 60. It's also heavier than the more powerful ES at almost 3,800 pounds. But you should get better fuel economy, the operative word there being should. The EPA has rated this car at 25 mpg in the city, 34 on the highway, and 28 combined, as compared with the ES 350 F Sport, which gets 22, 31, 25. And that said, you're probably not going to hit the city figure in this ES 250 because I've been driving a lot in the city and have only seen about 20 miles per gallon. Both trims use an 8-speed automatic transmission and feature McPherson struts up front with a trailing wishbone suspension in the back. F-Sport trims get performance dampers and special suspension tuning. They also get this cool moving driver information display, which looks awesome and gives the ES's cockpit a little bit of a fighter jet feel. Now, despite those F-Sport upgrades, this car is not fast, but it's comfortable and it's smooth and it's quiet. It's comfortable regardless of what kind of road you're driving on. You could be cruising at 75 on a glass-smooth interstate, or you could be sitting in stop-and-go traffic on a road that belongs on the moon. This all-wheel drive ES handles corners nicely with limited roll, and although I didn't get to test the drivetrain in slippery, wintry conditions, I can see it being of huge appeal to folks who live where those conditions are a reality. Acceleration is lethargic for a car in the ES's class. We have the light-hitting engine to thank for that. Likewise, a surprising amount of noise creeps into the cabin when you're accelerating, but the din quiets down nicely once you've hit cruising speed. And now when you hit the brakes, the ES slows predictably and smoothly. There's no grabbing, there's no squishiness. For most drivers, the biggest difference between the ES we reviewed 2 years ago and this one is not the engine. It's not the drivetrain. No, it's right here. Because in this ES, compared to the 2020 model, this screen sits about 4 inches closer to me. And I know you're saying, Matt, why does it sit closer to you? Because now it's a touchscreen. Lord have mercy, it's a touchscreen. I know you're saying, big whoop, most cars have touchscreens, but for the longest time, Lexus wasn't most cars in that respect. Instead of a touch interface, drivers were forced to use the remote touch interface. This thing, it's still here, but you no longer are forced to use it. I genuinely like Lexus's infotainment system. It looks great, particularly on this optional 12.3-inch screen. It's fast and generally very easy to understand and to use. Offering touchscreen functionality in addition to the RTI just makes this infotainment system that much easier to use. Do you like the touchpad? That's fine. You can still use it. But if you don't like the touchpad, well then you don't have to take the ES off your shopping list anymore. This is less of a Lexus thing and more a comment about Android Auto. Look at our older review and you'll see some unused space on the right side of the Android Auto screen, just a clock basically. In 2022, the software has been updated. Now I have maps here and music there, or music there and maps here. It's just a better use of real estate. And we have to mention the Mark Levinson audio system, part of a $2,900 package. It's the sort of stereo that a real audiophile can appreciate, which means not me, although I do like it. It doesn't overwhelm with bass, but it offers up a ton of sound. It's very balanced, and it has 17 speakers, 1,800 watts. I mean, tell us in the comments, what kind of music would you listen to in a Lexus ES? Classical music? Jazz? Maybe a little barbershop? Toyota and Lexus have made a commitment to advanced safety tech that, frankly, other luxury automakers could stand to copy. Lexus Safety System Plus 2.5, it comes standard on the ES and offers more than just the core tech features. There's automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection. Those things are pretty common. But then you also have lane keeping assist, lane departure warning, lane tracing assist, and adaptive cruise control. The 4 things I really look for when I have a long highway drive ahead of me. Rounding things out, there's road sign recognition, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. Want to spend a little extra cash on something? Add parking assist, costs $565 extra. If the tech can't keep you out of an accident, rest assured that the Lexus ES is going to do a pretty admirable job of keeping you in one piece. The NHTSA awarded it 5 stars overall in its crash testing, and the IIHS named it a top safety pick plus. For folks ready to move up and out of a Toyota and into a Lexus, one of the most appealing details of this ES is probably its price tag, particularly when you compare it with other luxury midsize sedans. Our as-tested price rang in at $53,210, and that includes a $1,075 destination fee. It also makes this look like a steal next to a Mercedes E-Class or a BMW 5 Series. Truth be told though, this doesn't really compete directly with those two German sedans. It's more of a super luxurious Toyota Camry or Toyota Avalon. But at the end of the day, if the badge matters to you, then it's hard to argue against the value proposition that Lexus is offering with the ES. The only decision left for our hypothetical shopper, the one who's starting to hit their stride, is getting recognized at work, and is overall just crushing life, the only answer that they need to come up with now is which trim level of the ES is the right one. Would you prefer the hustle of the ES 350's V6 engine, or are you willing to give up that extra power in exchange for the ES 250's all-wheel drive system? Let us know which one you'd buy in the comments section below, and hey, Toyota, maybe you hop down there too. Let us know why we can't have both. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think about this car, and don't forget to subscribe to the CarGurus YouTube channel. And hey, throw us a like if you enjoyed the video. If you've got a Toyota Camry that you're looking to sell, maybe move up to a Lexus ES, head over to CarGurus.com and try selling 100% online. Stick around for more video reviews, because we'll see you next time.